Unicorns and glitter and taxidermy critters are just some of the things they like. They also enjoy 80s hair bands, Grizzly Adams and John Goodman, so if you think that's weird, then you can take a hike. But the things they enjoy the most are making art and cracking jokes, so without further ado, here are your hosts. You've got your two artsy gals, Here are your two artsy gals.
Hey everybody, this is Katie, and this is our second week without Sharon. But I am not alone today, because my friend Lonnie is here with me, and Lonnie is a listener, and she's also my friend. And I'm super excited to have her here today. And I'm super glad that I don't have to do this all by myself, because it would not be fun to do it alone. So hi, Lonnie.
Hi. I'm excited to do this too.
So today I let Lonnie pick our topic today, because I gotta admit I've been totally fucking lazy about podcast stuff recently. And it's kind of caught up with me. So I was like, Lonnie, what do you want to talk about? So we're going to talk today about art furniture and refinishing furniture, because Lonnie is always doing cool shit like that. And she's always posting awesome pictures of it. And I have a fuck ton of furniture that I would like to refinish and make arty and cool in my house. And I never do it because I'm always afraid to just dive in and do it. So Lonnie, I want to know, first of all, Lonnie did a really cool thing. And I did not even know you could do this, but she made, for her daughter, she did a vanity, and she used a Rit dye as stain. Just, I thought was fucking cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. And I want to know, did you have to, so you bought it used, right?
Yeah, I bought it used for I think I paid $60, and it kind of had this old finish on it, look 50s style, when they kind of use a beige paint, but then the grain still shows. It was really kind of odd.
Like kind of a whitewashed.
Yeah. So I stripped that off of there, and I wanted a pretty color, but I wanted the wood grain to show too. And so I did some Googling and found that people had used Rit dye to stain furniture.
So you just rub it on like regular stain?
Yeah, yep. And then wipe it off and let it dry. I noticed that I don't think it would last as long without, you have to give it a good top coat after you stain it. Because by itself, it seems like it would kind of wanted to flake off or fade, So I don't know how it would do if it was in bright sunlight for a long period of time. But in my daughter's room, it works out.
It works great, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks pretty.
Well, that's awesome. That's cool. And I'm now, my mind is reeling, because I showed Lonnie before we started, I have these old... they're from, my mom and dad bought them, and, I was about a year old, so, they're probably, I was between a year and 2 years old. They're 40-year-old pieces of furniture. They're old Ethan Allen furniture. And they're really cool, but they're really very clearly designed in the 70s. So, I don't like the color of the stain. I don't like the knobs. I want to go buy new knobs, because these have, the fucking stupid little ceramic knobs. They're kind of
Oh, yeah, with flowers painted on them.
Yeah, like that country decor shit.
Yes.
We have talked badly about this before on the fucking podcast, because I can't stand that shit.
Yeah.
But they're really cool pieces of furniture, and they're really solid pieces of furniture. They just kind of don't go with my taste. So I think that this is a really cool topic to be talking about, because there are a lot of options to refinish.
Yeah.
All kinds of furniture. What kind of other project? I know you've done other stuff. What kind of other projects have you done around your house?
I have a little metal desk that at one time I had fake faux fur on the fronts of the drawers.
Oh my God,
so it was
awesome.
my fuzzy desk, and I loved it a lot, but then I just used a spray glue, and it kept coming off. And so when I finally removed the fake fur, there was it left kind of an ugly surface on the drawer fronts. So then instead of making it fuzzy again, I went and got a pretty paper and decoupaged the drawer fronts, and so it looks all pretty now.
That's kind of cool. And I want to talk about decoupaging furniture, because that is what I've seen the most. And I think maybe it was in our episode about collage. I don't know if you'll remember, Sharon talked about the lady who they bought their old house from.
Oh,
decoupaged all of her furniture.
Yes.
Everything had pictures of Jesus and kittens on it in their house. So But there are some fucking, if you do like a Pinterest search or you look anything up on the internet and you can find some cool fucking pictures of decoupage furniture. And YouTube has 1.5 million videos on how to do that stuff.
Yes.
So,
and there's all those beautiful papers out there that you want to look at all the time, and it's a great way to be able to look at your beautiful paper patterns, because you don't want to just hide them away.
And then I hoard my papers because I don't actually want to cut them. I don't want to cut them up. I don't want to use them because I have them and I want to look at them.
Yep.
And I just want, like, these things here, I'm pointing as if listeners can see, but I have like this anatomical chart on the wall, and I have I have like a palm reading chart and one other one on the wall in here, but they're all decorative papers. Those aren't posters.
Wow.
I bought those at an art store in San Francisco.
I love them.
And they were like $5 a piece.
Nice.
I don't want to fucking cut that up.
No.
Like, what would you do with that? Why would you even fucking cut that?
I think hanging it like a poster is perfect.
Or if I had like a table or something I could decoupage it onto, how fucking cool would that be?
Yeah, it'd be beautiful. Yep.
Oh my god, see, now I feel like I need a new coffee table, and that should be the cover of it.
Because on the desk, I just used Mod Podge, and then I decided to do like a polyurethane over it so I could wipe it off or whatever, and
Yeah, you can do that, and also Mod Podge now makes it. First of all, did you know that there are like 40 different kinds of fucking Mod Podge?
Yes.
I had no idea that there were that many different kinds of Mod Podge. I just use the same matte
classic
Mod Podge all the time to do my stuff, but they make an outdoor one now that is meant to get wet and stuff. I have it. I bought it on accident.
That's perfect for furniture.
I totally bought it on accident, and I was like, wait a minute, what is this? Because I think...
Is it harsh smelling?
Or? No, it doesn't smell bad at all to me. It smells like Mod Podge, and I kind of like the smell of Mod Podge.
Yeah, I do too.
I have this like borderline huffing thing. Not because I want to get high from stuff, but because I like the smell of stuff.
Yeah.
So I can be all sniffy. But yeah, so just in case you don't know what decoupage means, or it's kind of like collaging onto a furniture surface or a hard surface. Like you're basically gluing pictures to a table or a dresser. Or I have a friend who, she had this really pretty paper that had leaves on it, and she cut the shapes of the leaves out and did like fall leaves sprinkling all over the front of her dresser drawers.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It was really neat. And you can do it. It doesn't have to be like, I mean, I think sometimes people, when they think decoupage or decoupage furniture, they think of what you would do when you were 12.
Yeah, or in the 70s, those dark wood-stained plaques with the cutout picture on them. And then I don't know what they'd use on that, like a varnish. That's funny.
Oh my god, I think I probably made one of those in like middle school. We had to take wood shop. It was like the way they did our middle school, they switched our electives every quarter, so you had to fucking take a shop, and I took wood shop. Most of the time I smoked in the varnishing room because it had a really good ventilation. But I did make something, and I think that it was like we had to cut out the shape of like a plaque and then decoupage something onto it. And we had to stain it, and then we had to decoupage something onto it. I think that we also had to apply varnish of some sort to it.
Yeah, they usually had that really thick. I don't even know what that is. My grandpa used
it. It's like an epoxy resin. So it's like a 2-part resin that you mix. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. But that's kind of not what we're talking about. No. So I don't want you to think tacky, weird shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think that we had one somewhere that had, like, probably, because I grew up in a Catholic household, the Lord's Prayer.
Oh, yes.
On it, or some weird shit. I had one in my room that I think I still have in this house somewhere that was, like, that fucking rhyme about little girls, like, being made of sugar and spice and everything nice. And all
I always thought that was so weird. And
I know.
Boys have puppy dog tails?
What? Whatever. Why is this so sexist, 70s people?
Snails? Really? Puppy dog tails? Or
I've met some pretty spicy boys, I think.
Yeah.
There's some spicy boys out there.
Sugary spicy.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, like Lonnie was saying, if you have a paper that you love, or even a wrapping paper. I looked at this one where this lady did a little side table she had a wrapping paper that was like, looked like one long sheet of music. And she did the top of her, like, it was like a side table, like I'd like in my hallway, like a little skinny table, or that you put against the back of your couch. It was really cool.
Yeah, that sounds really pretty.
Or
like drawer fronts, you know, you can take the drawer out and then just pretty simply trace, you know, your edges.
Yeah, and drawer pulls just screw off. All you need is a screwdriver to do that. So that's a really good idea because, and like you were saying, when you have paper that you're saving that you don't know what to do with, you're saving it for that special moment. Really, you just want to use it yourself. Or look at over there in the corner, Lonnie. I found that.
Nice.
We could use the Justin Bieber Christmas wrap and decoupage the shit out of our dining table or something.
Yeah.
Do you want that? Please get it at my house.
Why do you have...
We got it as my son. We do a Christmas drawing with my husband's family, and my son drew his cousin Andrew's name.
Ah.
And he thought it would be really funny to wrap Andrew's present in Justin Bieber wrapping paper. It is really
funny, actually.
And it was like $1.99. So I'm like, sure, buy that. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have a whole fucking roll of this shit 4 years later. So
it could be funny multiple times, maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it now. I'm done with the Biebs.
Aw, Biebs.
Biebs. It's an old picture of him, too. You can see how young he is.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.
But also, you could use the Justin Bieber wrapping paper if you were going to do your, teenage girls table. And the cool thing about that is you can just decoupage over the top of that shit.
Yes, that's right. Because that would get old, probably.
When they move on to fall in love with someone else.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I would see, I don't know. I would pick more... that classic thing or something that something that has more life to it, but unicorns, oh yeah, and glitter.
Did you know there's glitter Mod Podge? I didn't know this. I'm so fucking excited about Mod Podge today. Oh my God,
it's so fun. But I'm trying to imagine how the glitter Mod Podge looks when it's
sparkly,
super sparkly.
I don't know. You could always add more glitter. Yeah. I pour glitter into my regular Mod Podge sometimes.
Nice.
It's so weird because I never use glitter in my regular, my artwork. But I fucking love the shit out of glitter.
I do too. I actually finally, for the first time, saw some paintings at this place I was last weekend that they had incorporated glitter.
Yeah, I bet you other artists make fun of them.
I know, because I was saying it to an artist friend of mine. I'm like, why don't people ever use glitter in their paintings? And they're like, oh, because that's stupid. Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's pretty. And they were pretty, I thought.
I don't know if I've ever told the secret on this podcast before. But did you know that in all of my art pieces, I hide one piece of glitter?
What?
I do! It's my fuck you! to the other... realistically, if you've seen my artwork, glitter is not something that you would think of.
That's
with,
true.
The skeletons and skulls and weird shit. But, I hide... I paint over it. It's not like you can see it, but I always put, one big chunk of glitter in my artwork. Every piece of artwork I've ever sold
has
one big chunk of glitter hidden in it somewhere.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to try to find it now.
It has absolutely nothing to do with decoupage or art furniture, but I just thought that since it came up. What is my cat doing?
There she went.
Oh, there she is. Oh my God. My animals are all just in a fucking dither because Lonnie's here.
Aww.
So they're all excited that we have company.
Flattered.
My dog loves Lonnie. He really loves the ladies. He's a ladies kind of dog. So, and the cat, I don't know what the hell her deal is. She normally hides when people come over. So, but yeah, so decoupaging, you can do, and I'll put up some pictures. I'll get some videos and some pictures and stuff. But really, decoupaging is just putting, basically gluing images to anything but piece of furniture. And Mod Podges, they sell decoupage glue. That's a brand.
Okay.
And they sell decoupage glue. Also makes a decoupage sealer that's meant to seal the tables and stuff.
I've never tried to use the actual stuff.
I've never actually found that in the store though. Yeah. I usually find Mod Podge. That's what people use. Mod Podge, and you can put an epoxy resin over the top of it if it's going to be used a lot. So,
and that's going to be really pretty too. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend once, back from my hippie days when I used to follow the Grateful Dead, that had dead ticket stubs decoupaged to their coffee table.
Nice.
And dancing teddy bear stickers and all this other stuff. They had this thing, but it was really neat. So
actually,
that had glitter in it.
Oh, see, so I had a roommate that had a little table that she did with Pacifico labels from.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
All her trips to Mexico.
That's a horrible beer, but
yeah.
It's terrible.
It reminded her of Mexico, so
that's really good. Yeah, along with decoupaging, I think, and I saw last week when I was at the comic book store, this really fucking cool chair. It was like a kitchen table chair, like just a regular chair, but it had the coolest dragon painted on the seat of it, and the drawing went up. There were like vines and stuff that kind of went up onto the top of the chair, and it was really neat. And I think that painting furniture like that can be really fucking cool too.
Yes, and I've known people that do that too, or like beautiful, kind of Mexican style bright colors with the flowers and like.
There's a name for that style of painting. I'm sure of it, and I should know it, but I don't.
Me too.
Or like toll painting. I am not a fan of toll painting. I do not like that, but some people are, and that is a really traditional way to decorate.
So what
furniture.
Makes it toll painting? Like, say the dragon, is that toll painting?
No, I think the toll painting is a very specific style of painting.
Okay.
It's kind of like a folk art thing. That's
like a landscape with a barn, or like.
Well, I think the way that they do the painting, there's a specific way to do it, and there are specific shapes that mean things. Because I believe that it's Norwegian in origin, like the Dutch countries and Norway and all that, and Germany too. That. It's a folk art that came to the U.S. with that, and it started like it's like kind of a Pennsylvania Dutch kind of thing. Okay. But it's if you ever see like on the side of people's houses, sometimes they have those weird round painted things stuck to their. Have you ever seen them?
Like a painting on the side of the house?
It's almost like a quilt square, but it's round and it has a specific shape. And it's toll painted.
Okay.
And that's a really, like, Norwegian thing. And I don't know. People are going to fucking email about this shit. Because now I'm putting down their shit. I'm just saying I personally do not enjoy that style of painting. However, that is traditionally a lot of, like, especially children's furniture is painted with that kind of stuff. Those kind of flowers and the things that they do.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do it that way. Thank God. Because I would not paint my furniture if you did it that way. But you can also use stencils. Stencils are really helpful in this. So if you're not feeling like you're artistic enough to pull off, like when we were looking at pictures, I saw this really cool, it was the front of a dresser, and it was a silhouette of a tree up one side of the dresser, and then it had little birds that were like kind of flying across silhouettes. Silhouettes are an awesome way to get away with painting stuff when you don't feel like you can pull off a lot of detail.
Yeah.
And
they look so beautiful.
They look really cool. And stencils are awesome. You can cut your own stencils. You don't have to buy a stencil. If you see a picture you like, blow it the fuck up on your computer, print it off, and then cut it out, and just use the cutout as a stencil. So, or you can use contact paper. Go to the dollar store and buy a thing of contact paper, and
I've never thought of that.
Yeah, that makes an awesome stencil.
Yeah,
an awesome stencil, especially like. Kind of off topic a little bit, but not really. My mother-in-law has been lately, she got me this really cool cutty thing. It's kind of like a Cricut, but not for Christmas. And she got herself one too. And she's been using contact paper to etch things. You use that etching paste that makes glass frosted kind of.
Okay, yeah. I've messed with
that
before.
Yeah, contact paper is great. You can you don't even have to buy clear contact paper. Sometimes it's cool to have clear contact paper so you can see where you're orienting what you're going to stencil. But it can be any. Just go to the fucking dollar store and buy a roll of it, and then you don't feel bad cutting it up.
Yeah.
And it peels off super easy without damaging what was below it. So because it's meant to come off on and off. So So yeah.
So do you think you could use that same stencil multiple times?
Totally.
Wow. I'm gonna have to try that now.
Yeah. So yeah, stencils are great. And just to kind of back up a little bit when you're updating furniture, like I think that this is a really cool way to be frugal about home decorating, because I love home decorating stuff. My eyes are much bigger than my wallet.
Yes.
Much bigger than my wallet.
The prices can be shocking sometimes. You're like, oh, that's pretty. Oh.
Well, and even sometimes because I think thrift stores have kind of gotten the hang of this shit. Yes. And so I prefer to look at garage sales.
Yeah.
Honestly, anymore. Like one time I found, and I still feel bitter about it, I found this awesome fucking dresser, like a chest of drawers that had this like glass case that went on top of it. with shelves in it that I could put all my fucking tchotchkes in, like my weird shit, my oddities and what have you. And I wanted it so fucking bad. It would have had to have been refinished or had something done with it because it was really in rough shape. $30 for the whole thing. But I did not have $30 on me, and I did not have a way to get it home. Went home. I asked my husband to take me back the next day to look at it. Gone. It was sold that fast because someone else walked in there and went, that is fucking awesome.
Yep.
And I am taking it home with me.
Yeah.
But it would have needed to be like even just painting your furniture.
Yes.
You can paint it, sand that shit down, paint it, and update the hardware on it. Like drawer pulls. Because my dresser has those fucking ugly ass Bakelite, like 19 fucking, they're really Art Deco kind of. Yeah, they're really ugly. They're huge drawer pulls too. They're like the size of your whole fucking hand practically. So, but I've been wanting to update that dresser for a really long time, and all it takes is a screwdriver, go to the hardware store, and that's even shit that you can find at garage sales and thrift stores. Just get some new drawer pulls. And sometimes people will
even spray paint it. I don't know how long that lasts or how,
See,
how
my
well
mom is
that
the queen
does,
of spray paint and shit.
Yeah, but I've seen people do amazing things with spray paint. I
think that I am a bit impatient for spray painting. I need lessons.
Yeah.
Because my spray paint always has drips in it.
Me too. I know.
Because I'm like, this isn't covering very much.
Yeah.
I'm going to take all fucking day doing this shit if I do this many coats. Oh, now it's dripping. Yeah, exactly. It's like carrying your groceries.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not making 2 trips. Fuck you.
My wrists are breaking. But
my thumbs are going to come off. Oh, no. Sorry. But yeah, so you could definitely spray paint furniture. I'll show you when we're done my antique, a vanity table that belonged to my great grandma. Oh, and that needs to be updated so bad. Like the old paint is chipping off of it, and I'm quite certain is lead paint because
what else did they have?
I think it is probably a piece of furniture from the 20s.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty, like the glass is all, it might even be older than that, but the glass is all like weird, and you know how old mirror is. Stained and whatever.
That was kind of one of the bummers about that vanity that I found for my daughter, is the mirror is kind of old and a little bit
but
foggy.
I think that looks cool though.
Yeah, but she's kind of like,
she's young enough.
It's not precise enough for those eyeliner lines she's trying to do.
Oh man, so, she figures that shit out. Have her come teach me because I'm horrible at that.
She's good at it already.
I think that my eyes are not made for that. Like I think that mine.
I've never been. I tried all the time to do like the goth eyeliner and stuff, and it was.
No, I couldn't do that. I knew I broke my fucking thumbnail.
No.
Look at that shit. I can
decoupage it. No,
I'm going to decoupage it back on. Because if I get out the super glue, I'll glue myself to you.
Oh, no.
And that would suck.
Or the cat.
Oh, that would be bad. She would be so mad at me, and then it would be all bleedy and bad. She would attack me.
Poor kitty.
She is.
And I'm not I was thinking about furniture. Some people have this thing against painted furniture, like it freaks them out or upsets them or for some reason, but I like painted furniture sometimes.
Well, those people also probably have very specific needs for furniture because
that's true.
It needs to go around
Danish modern,
or it just needs to accommodate the stick in their ass.
That's right.
They did big soft couches so it doesn't juggle the stick around when they sit down.
That's what it is. I was wondering.
It's the stick in their ass.
Because, I mean, some people get, they act as if they're really offended by it. But those,
Do you know what I say to those people?
What?
Don't paint your own furniture.
Yeah. Leave mine alone.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
My furniture's fine the way it is. You get the fuck out of my house.
People I've seen, I don't know, they're these big... And they were kind of ugly consoles back in the 70s, or I don't know what they call it, like a buffet table or whatever.
Yeah.
Big chunky thing. But then, I've seen people paint them like a beautiful green color and change the pulls, and they look amazing.
Yeah.
To me, I think that's really pretty.
They definitely do.
But some people are like, oh, don't paint it.
Kurt, my husband, and I have a big, long, ongoing... It's not an argument anymore because it happened so many years ago, but I bought an entertainment center that he did not like when we very first got married. And I bought it while he was camping one weekend. I had to work, I was bored. I went over to Big Lots. I bought this fucking entertainment center. I entertained myself by putting it together.
Yeah.
And we came home from camping, or when he got home, he's like, what the fuck is this? He has always hated it.
Why? What is this?
I don't know what his beef
What
with
did
it
the
was.
entertainment center do to him?
It irritated him for some reason. So, when we moved from our old townhouses to this duplex, I was going to try to sell it because this living room is really, there's not room in my living room in this house for a huge fucking entertainment center.
Yeah.
So then I was thinking, well, maybe I can just use it in the garage for storage. I could paint it and make it look cool. Like, you can do different shit with it. It was a cheap piece of fucking furniture, but it wasn't that cheap. But it was cheap because, I bought it at Big Lots. He fucking bought a fire axe at Big Lots and cut it up and put it in the dumpster at our townhouse and didn't bring it home.
His hate was strong.
His hate was very strong.
Wow. Wow.
And he came home with this smirk on his face, and I'm like, whoa, what are you smirking for? Like, what's up? He's like, don't worry about the entertainment center. Because we left it there because we were going to sell it, but then nobody bought it, and so then we didn't have the U-Haul anymore. So we're like, fuck, how are we going to get it back over here? So we were trying to find someone, and then he's like, it's all taken care of. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, I chopped it up and threw it in the dumpster. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Like, why? Like, just fucking
mad about
leave
that.
it on the goddamn sidewalk for somebody to take for free. Don't chop it up and throw it in the dumpster, you douche. I had plans for that. I was going to do things. I was going to paint it and make it look awesome. And
I've seen on Pinterest people will take and put like a clothing rod in where the TV was, and make a little cute toddler like clothing storage.
I have a
thingy or
friend who
something.
just used an old entertainment center, like a small one, she built her kid a little pretend kitchen.
Cute
for Christmas.
Yes, they're
It was
so
awesome.
Yeah, I know, and I see these things on the side of the road all the time that I'm like, ooh, you could do something cool with that. But I don't have a lot of space.
No, okay, look, bed bugs are a thing.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of got to be careful about where you're bringing home your used furniture, because I have a little bit of a phobia of getting bed bugs.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good phobia to have because they're
So it
really
freaks some
horrible to
shit
get
out.
rid of. Yeah, yeah. That's true. If I had like a separate shop, I don't know. Do bed bugs even go into like wooden furniture?
They can. That's what they say when you go to a motel. Look behind the headboard and look behind the side tables.
Yeah.
Because they kind of congregate back there, and then when the lights go out, they come out and they eat you.
Yeah, okay. Well, don't bring home bed bugs.
Don't do that.
And don't decoupage over bed bugs, because then you have a bumpy
Yeah, you would have a bumpy surface.
Yeah.
I guess when you're doing decoupage? Decoupage.
Decoupage.
Now that
decoupage with bed
I'm
bugs.
going to have to call my friend Becky decoupage. She won't like that. I don't think she'll think it's funny.
Maybe she will.
She might, but I doubt it. She usually just looks at me like I'm fucking really weird when I say stuff like that. Like, okay, you're strange. But when you're doing decoupage too, you kind of want to, I guess we should give some kind of instruction, but you want to use like a brayer or even a credit card to get the bubbles out and all that stuff. But it's all, we covered it in our collage episode.
Oh, yeah.
It's all kind of like that.
Yeah, I can get kind of sloppy with it sometimes.
Me too. I'm pretty sloppy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a perfectionist in those ways.
I am a total perfectionist in those ways. However, I am so messy when I do things. I can't not make a mess.
Yeah.
Like, really, it's a problem with me.
My daughter has that same thing.
Anything, my mom is like, what are you doing? Always my mom has been like, how do you have, like, I was painting the other day and I came down and Kurt's like, what's on your back? I'm like, what do you mean what's on my back? I was working on that thing for the mail art that I showed you.
It's so cool.
And he's like, come here. And I turned around and he's like, you have wet paint on your back. How'd you get wet paint on your back? And I'm like, on my back? Well, I don't know. And it was like in the middle of my back.
What?
I don't know what I did. I don't know. I don't know how I did it. I don't know things. I just do stuff. And then I'm like, I think that like, I actually think when I turned on my iPad, because I watch Netflix at my desk while I'm doing artwork sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was louder than I thought. I threw a loaded paintbrush in the air. Maybe some splashed on me. I don't know.
It's like a cartoon.
It is. Oftentimes like a cartoon.
Katie's cartoon reality.
Kind of. Kind of. I'm looking at our notes. I kind of, let's see. Oh, there are other things you can do besides, you can use stenciling for this. It's really cool. I've seen done to add texture to. Like if you want something subtle and you just want to do something monochromatic, you don't feel like you want to be as bold as stenciling like images on your work or your furniture. You can use stencils and like scrape plaster onto them and allow it to dry, and then paint everything the same color, but then you have this pop of texture that's like a floral or some kind of a Celtic knot piece or anything like that. You would want a heavier stencil, I think probably like a cardboard, just to bump it up a little bit to get it thicker. But yeah, you can buy that plaster. I have a tub of it, like the plaster powder. It lasts for fucking ever. So just mix it up and put it on there, let it dry, and then you have that neat little pop of texture that's a little safer.
Yeah.
Than stenciling leaves on your drawers. You have these texture, and then you can paint the texture a different color, or you can paint it all the same color.
Yeah, and that reminds me of another thing I've seen too, where I think they used, but I mean it's back to paper, but a textured paper to get that to just have it be, and it was like a lacy kind of, or like and it looked really
actually
pretty.
I had a friend in high school who painted her dresser. It was really fucking cool. It was actually maybe middle school, because we were still kind of in our Madonna phase.
Oh yeah.
She painted her dresser hot pink and then decoupaged black lace over the hot pink. Yeah. So that was pretty fucking cool. That was the shit. I was very jealous of her dresser.
Yeah. So or if you spray painted over the lace, it would just, the pattern
would come through. Yeah.
Pretty.
You can do the same with tooling.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So many things to think of.
So many things. Yeah. You can, and I'm always amazed by people like that see the potential in pieces. Like I only have that happen every once in a while, but like some people that seem to redecorate furniture for a living.
My mom's like that.
Yeah.
You can take my mom to a garage sale. She'll go, you know what we could do with that?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, we totally could.
Yeah.
Wow, Mom.
Yeah.
Like I'm over here just thinking a little bit of paint and some new drawer pulls. You're just talking crazy. So like she used for like my mom has used even, like I said, she's a spray paint queen. She's really good with spray paint, but she used ferns as a stencil to lay them down, so then you have the negative of the fern on stuff, or any kind of leaf like that.
Oh, that looks so pretty framed, and like it's such a simple.
Yeah. And you can do that on your drawers, like I said, on the face of drawers or on the top of a table. And I actually have seen, just to like your dining room tables or something, people using metal. You like hammer metal around the bottom half of the leg.
Oh yeah.
And you can even use.
That looks really cool.
It does look really cool, and I've actually seen a friend. I had cut open pop cans and used the inside of the can, like used aluminum for that. Oh my God, there's a throwdown going on behind us. Cat is kicking the dog's ass right now.
He's like challenging her. He's just stuck his nose up at her and went, like,
I know, they're terrible.
That's adorable.
They play like this all the time. It's pretty funny.
Super cute.
But yeah, you can put metal. Even I have a bunch of copper from roofing. You can buy copper flashing from roofing and hammer it around the legs of your chairs or stuff like that. It just adds a really cool element to it.
Or like, even if, I don't know, I just remember that I used to frames like that didn't match my, like a cool mirror I found, but it doesn't match, to just paint the frame.
Yeah, all you have to do is paint it the same color or kind of bring another element into it.
Or like, for a while I didn't like, now I kind of like the gaudy gold frames, but I didn't when I was,
Yes, I have this like.
So I'd paint them like silver or whatever, and I don't think that can. It's kind of fun.
And honestly, like the lamps that I have downstairs, the red ones.
Yeah.
Those were given to me by a friend. They came from her her grandmother's estate. Those were like amber glass balls with brass, like the bulb, that lights up, but the bulbs are out. But the bottom is just like this big glass ball, and that was amber glass, and all the fixtures were brass.
Yeah.
Because it was serious, hardcore, 1970s. Yep. Probably set somewhere near a fucking avocado-colored refrigerator or something. Like, I don't know. Yep. But I went and bought, you can buy glass spray paint at like Joann's or wherever, and I spray painted them, washed them, and spray painted them with glass spray paint. So now they're red glass, and then I used silver leaf and covered the ugly ass brass parts of it and made it silver. So you don't have to be married to any color. If you see a cool lamp or a cool piece of furniture that has potential, buy that shit for a good price. And just,
I didn't know about the glass spray paint.
Yeah, no, it's really awesome.
And now I wish I did, because there was this lamp that I ended up giving to a friend from my grandmother's house because it had the amber shades, and I didn't like the amber. But it was a cool, like, just tension lamp that was neat. But I was like, oh, if it was a different color, I would like it.
Yeah, I know. Glass spray paint, I'm telling you, there's always a solution. Wow. Plus, I really like mercury glass, but I can't afford real mercury glass because it's expensive.
Yeah.
You can fake that shit, too. Like, you can use... well, now I think they sell kits to do it, but you can put silver leaf on the inside of a vase.
Ooh, yeah.
And then, or on the inside of something. Now we're getting more into decor bits.
Yeah.
But it's all about tying your room together. Like, if you're talking about
furnishing your,
because ideally the reason that you are repurposing a piece of furniture or putting art on a piece of furniture is to probably make it a feature piece in a room, but also to tie a room together.
Yeah.
Kind of like the dude's rug really tied the room together.
Yeah. I love the dude.
You're going to have to watch that movie again.
Yes.
And also, I just have to say, and I'm like one of these weird people, I irritate my husband, I irritate my mother. Like, I just decide I know how to do something and do it.
Yep.
Even if I don't know how to do it. I just decide I know how to do it.
Yep.
And I do it, and usually it works out almost 100% of the time. It works out. I learn a lot in the process. Yes. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer.
I've had many fails.
Sometimes it involves tears.
Yes.
but it always works out in the end. Like, don't just be brave and experiment. If it's a piece of fucking used furniture.
Yeah.
Or even if it's something that that you don't like looking at every day, that you have, like, what are you risking?
Right.
To just fucking put some paint on it.
Yeah. It's so fun.
Or just try, if you're nervous about the stencil or nervous about something, do it in a discreet spot. Or do what I do. I have practiced wood. Like, in my garage, I have wood that I use to practice, like, with stencils. Like, because sometimes when you cut a stencil, you're like, oh, that does not look like I wanted it to at all.
Yeah.
So I use practice stuff. Like, have a little scrap of wood or paper or whatever to just practice stuff on before you commit it to your piece of furniture if you're nervous about it.
That's a good idea, because I have a hard time with stencils. Like, I always get paint under the, like, I know. I don't know. I haven't got the technique down, but I'm sure there's, like, tutorial videos that I could watch.
Also, I think a lot of it boils, I used to have a lot of trouble with stencils until I started buying stippling brushes.
Ah, yes.
Like, I think a lot of it has to do with, like, you have to be dabbing at it.
Yes.
Easily. You can't be painting.
Yeah, you can't brush across.
Because I even have a little bit of trouble when I use spray paint with stencils. But again, I have the whole
spray paint issue.
One layer or bust situation going on with spray painting. So
I have that too.
I even do that with, like, when I have to fucking, every once in a while I make something that I like to spray primer on. Mm-hmm. Just so it holds, like, if I'm going to, especially if I'm going to be painting in a dark color and I'm using lighter color, like paper mache or clay or something, I prime it with a dark heavy gray primer so it takes the color better. And even that, I get fucking drips in my primer because I don't want to stand out there. Plus, look, we live in a state that's cold like 3/4 of the year. You don't want to spend that much fucking time outside. You're like, and it's wet too. It takes, well, that's more of a case for doing small layers because Oregon's damp all the fucking time.
Yep.
It's even in the summertime, it's damp here.
Yes.
So,
I know, because I've been aching to do some paper mache, but I'm like, nope, I gotta wait.
It'll take 6 years to fucking
I know,
dry
I
in
gotta
this
wait
weather.
till summer. I know, it's hard.
I know, I want to make one of those, like, the paper mache dragon's head light up thing. That's happening at my house for sure.
Well, and he had a good tutorial on monsters, and so I'm like, I want to try just one of the monsters first for a Halloween decoration and see how that goes, and then try the dragon, because,
I'm doing some shit.
Yeah.
I am. Well, I think we should probably wrap her up. But yeah, this is, I think the takeaway from this episode is don't be bashful about it.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. Decoupage some shit on your coffee table.
Yeah, make it pretty.
And do like a theme. Like if you have a hobby or if you have paper memorabilia that you just have in a fucking box somewhere because you're, I don't know,
a hoarder.
A hoarder. Or like me, I have boxes and boxes of like little concert tickets and stuff. I found a fucking kissing token from the city nightclub from like wow. That was a nightclub, an all ages club from like when did that even fucking close? I was like 19, 20 when I was going there. Right around the same time as the X-Ray Cafe.
And I have stuff from the early 90s.
Yeah, it had to have closed. But anyway, like I have this, that's like 20 years of shit in a box that I'm just hanging on to. Like, I think that's really neat when you decoupage like memories onto like your coffee table or even, or I don't know.
Or like a chest, like a cool chest, and decoupage it and keep all your memorabilia in there or something.
Be brave, people.
Yeah, do it.
Step outside your fucking comfort zone.
Yeah.
Take a chance once in a while.
Paint some furniture and
do it.
Whatever.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Paint some shit.
Don't let the haters hate.
Don't let the haters hate. Oh, now I know Taylor Swift stuck in my head. Oh, goddamn day.
Sorry.
Oh, T-Swizzy. I can't stand her.
Sorry.
All right. All right, so I think next week we'll be back. Sharon will be back from her move, hopefully. Right now, she has crazy fucking things happening, so I feel so bad for her. Hi, Sharon. We miss you.
Yes.
But she's mid-move now, so she should be back next week, and I think we'll be doing our episode on paper quilling that we tried to do before her break that failed because my computer failed.
Oh,
so
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm pretty excited about it.
I like paper quilling.
It's awesome. All right. So until next week, make some cool shit, yo.
Yay!